Hello and welcome to a new video. The lovely Sam from Literary Critique tagged me in the Thank You Next Booktube challenge, so I thought I would do that today. It's a pretty short one, there's only 7 questions, so let's get into it. So the first question is, name a book that you said thank you next to. I interpreted this as one that you didn't really like, you read it, and you're like, thank you, next. And my answer to this is the answer I kind of give for every time someone asks me for a book I didn't like, and that is 13 Reasons Why by J. Asher. Not a fan of it at all, so yeah, I definitely said thank you next to that one. The second one is name a book that... The second question is name a book that taught you love. And the answer I said for this is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. There's actually a lot of books that I think could have fit this slot. There's so many books that just taught me how to love to read and everything, but I think The Book Thief is special in that it doesn't just teach you how to love that story and how to learn from that story, it teaches you how to just love words and how to love the power of words, and it definitely has made a super big impact on my reading life and just my life in person as a whole, and I really, really love it. Number 3 is name a book that taught you patience. And there's a few of these that could have fit, but I went with Les Mis by Victor Hugo because that book was long. It was so long. And I'm so glad that I did read it and that I finished it, and I really did enjoy it. But yeah, it was long. It took me months to get through it, and while I was like putting it down, picking back it up to like take breaks from it, it was long. It took a long time. It taught me patience. Number 4 is name a book that taught you pain. But literally any book by Cassandra Clare teaches you pain because she loves a plot twist. Most recently, I think the one that really killed me was Lord of Shadows, because that ending was so sad, and it wasn't because, with no spoilers, I mean there's deaths at the end of that, and it wasn't just because of the character death that happened, it's of how it affected all the other characters, especially Julian. I love Julian so much, and to see him have to go through that loss was just devastating. So yeah, that book taught me pain. The next one is a bit of a long question, but name a book that you loved the first time you read it, but in hindsight don't love it as much. And this was a really hard one for me to answer, and the answer I'm going with is I'm not like 100% sure about, but I answered This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. And while I do still really like this book, and I still need to read the second one, I think that while I love the writing and the world, the characters weren't exactly what I wanted them to be. And like, obviously, yeah, I have no control over that. It's the author's thing, and how I enjoy that is up to me. I just think I wanted things to go in one direction, and they didn't. And so I think while I was in the story, I really was involved in it and I loved it. But by the end, I still was like, there could be more. That being said, I haven't read the sequel, so maybe all that will go away once I read the sequel. I don't know. Number 6 is name a book you are currently talking to, and I took this as name the book you're currently reading, and I am currently reading City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. Number 7 is name a book that you think is gonna last, or name a book that helped teach you how to love yourself. And this one, again, I think there's a lot of options I could have went with, but the one I went with was Becoming by Michelle Obama, because I think her story was just so inspirational. And yeah, my story doesn't look a whole lot like hers, but there are bits and pieces that I can connect with her, and I just think she is such a positive force, and it's just so inspiring to read her story that it made me look at my life and want to be like her. And I think the biggest thing, she talks a lot about her education and how it was difficult for her to get to where she was going and become a lawyer and everything. And while I'm not going to law school, but coming to school and getting this all done, it's the biggest thing I've ever done, and I really related to her in that respect. And I think just as a woman in the world, to have to get through those barriers, and I really, really liked reading her story, and she just made me feel better, because if she's still becoming who she is, then we can all take that time to become who we're supposed to be. That is the tag. It was pretty quick, but it was a lot of fun. I can't think of anyone right now at this moment of who to actually tag, so I'm just gonna tag whoever wants to do this if you're watching this, because I can't think of anyone's names. So, thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I upload usually every Sunday. We'll see. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.